So Amber, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So I know last week we've been trying to set up this EMDR that we've been thinking about doing. And we went over some of those coping skills, and you went through moving the fingers back and forth, and I could follow with my eyes, or the tapping. I'm still not clear on what exactly that's doing and why that's important, and why I can't just, go to a safe place. Like, I want to understand.
Okay. So we talked last week about what the slow bilaterals are doing, right? We talked about
slow stimulation.
Yeah, the slow back and forth. So we talked about how that can create a sense of calming, of soothing. I'm trying to think of some of the words you used last week.
Yeah, and the thing is, I'm not really sure today if it did much different than just doing safe place. So yeah, I guess you know me. I want to know like what's going on in my brain,
kind of what's happening in your brain
when we do that back and forth stuff.
Okay, because you already got the whole part on, and you bought into. You really thought about like when you were rocking your niece and how it calms and soothes her, and that back and forth motion when you were rocking her. And so that's kind of what you kind of related to when we talked last week. Okay, so what we know to be we believe to have happening in your brain is this. So remember we did the triune brain.
The hand thing.
Yeah, the hand thing, remember? So if you hold your hand up, it remembers the three brains, right?
Yeah.
So you had the brain stem, you had the limbic brain, and then you had the neocortex, remember?
Right.
So this was all the breathing and all of that, and then this was your emotions and your body sensations, body awareness, and then this was all like judgment, reasoning, language,
speech,
verbal language, right? Okay, so what's happening is that when you do the bilateral stimulation, there's a neurofiber bridge that runs between your hippocampus and the base of your neocortex, which is the corpus callosum. Okay? And there's this neurofiber bridge. It's part of that corpus callosum. And that neurofiber bridge is what allows information to move from your limbic brain up to your neocortex. Okay? So that neurofiber bridge at times, because of trauma, because of things that have happened, it's like the information gets backed up on that bridge because the bridge isn't wide enough, strong enough to be able to handle everything that needs to go over it, right?
Sounds like the GW bridge.
Right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, it gets backed up all the time, right? So what we're doing with the slow bilateral back and forth is we're strengthening that neurofiber bridge, okay? So we're making it wider, we're making it stronger, so that when we actually do the reprocessing part of EMDR, where we're doing the fast bilaterals, right? When we're actually moving the stuff over that bridge, by activating you up and activating your sympathetic system, sympathetic nervous system, we can actually, the bridge can handle what's going to go over it. Okay?
So what I do here is doing the back and forth motion is doing something different to my brain than just doing the skill alone.
Right.
Or just talking about the issue alone.
Right, because by doing the skill and incorporating the bilateral component, that left-right that we were talking about, by doing that, it's actually kind of taking that resource that you already do. You remember you talked about like in the cush ball, remember?
Yeah.
And then you even told me you naturally start doing that, right? Because what that's doing is not only is it the cush ball nice and de-stressing and you like the texture of it, but by doing it nice and slow back and forth, left, right, it's strengthening that neurofiber bridge. So it's making that resource even stronger and strengthening that bridge.
Yeah. I don't know if I told you this before, but before I came to see you years ago, I was seeing this kind of ordinary therapist, and we just talked, but she'd have a bunch of toys on her table like this. And I remember every time we went to talk, I would pick this up and do this back and forth. So, I guess the EMDR thing makes sense because I've been naturally doing this kind of motion anyway, and it sounds like it's something my brain likes.
Yeah, it's something that we do, all mammals do it. It's something you find in the wild, monkeys
like
tap
cats, kind of.
Yeah, the cats when they do the back and forth and monkeys tapping themselves in the wild, us soothing ourselves by rocking infants or swaying or tapping ourselves to music and rhythm, to music and rhythm. And what we're doing but now what we're intentionally doing is, rather than doing it just naturally, we're intentionally using a resource and then strengthening it using the bilaterals so that we really can strengthen that neurofiber bridge. So we can make it wider, we can make more connections. So in other words, making the bridge stronger. So
widening the lanes.
So that your affective tolerance, your ability to tolerate what comes up, is wider and broader and heftier, and so then when we actually reprocess, the stuff can actually yeah, the stuff can actually go over the bridge and not collapse.
Nice.
Makes sense?
Yeah. Thanks.
Does that feel better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for explaining.
Absolutely.
Thanks for explaining that to me.